There is really good shoeing and there's really bad shoeing, and there's really good barefoot and there's really bad barefoot, and you cannot compare bad barefoot to good shoeing or good barefoot to bad shoeing. It has
Right.
to, and
That's
where
a
you
great
see,
answer.
where you have to compare apples to apples that way, and where you see those problems is where the and that'll change, right?
I have many 21, 22, 23, 24-year-olds that have been shod their whole lifetime. And several of them I have been shoeing for 10 years now. And you know, I find the particular shoe that horse particularly likes, and like the Magic Mare, you know, she's been wearing Natural Balance aluminum shoes for 10 years. There's not a lot of truth in that shoes constrict a horse's foot.
Right.
If you wanted to do it in some kind of scientific study, you might could prove a little here and a little there, and then disprove a little here and a little there. My thing is I've got horses going like your horses. All these years we've never had a lameness unless we got a horse got a little piece of foot broke out or something like that, you know. And I've got horses that I've been shoeing for a long time that have absolutely as perfect as you can have feet on them. And so, and they're as healthy as they can be with large, healthy frogs, you know. And so, if I look at, as you said, the proper application of the trim and the proper application of the shoe and balanced to the horse's body, I think this horse is 100% as healthy and sound as the barefoot horse, who is in the exact same conditions. The difference between the barefoot horse and the shoeing horse is I can take one of my shoeing horses and load him up and go to the Smoky Mountains, I can load him up and go to the Rocky Mountains, I can load him up and go to the beach. Doesn't make any difference to his environment. He will come back sound and a healthy foot. A barefoot horse that I may ride here for a month perfectly and then take him up into the Smoky Mountains, in a day or two, that abusive ground up there has wore his foot down to where now he's very uncomfortable. So in a shoe, a horse does not have to adapt to his environment. A barefoot horse has to adapt to his environment. There are some studies that show that some wild horses whose feet got worn, blistery, little pathologies going on, found a wet sand bed and practically stood there for 8-9 days and grew a callus back and left right straight back out completely sound. So if you got to the Smoky Mountains and your horse started getting sore, you don't have a place you can stand in wet sand for 8 or 9 days. You know, so that's the only difference is what the environment would do. But
This is something I find a lot because, you know, you can see a lot of horses do really well barefoot. They transition after being in shoes for a long time, and it does great, but you can't always get that perfect storm for success, whether it's a metabolic issue that the horse has, whether it's the environment, whether it's what you want to do with the horse. But a lot of times people get so excited about the success that they and their friends have had with transitioning their horses to barefoot that they become very anti-shoe. And a shoe is not in and of itself evil. It is just an additional protection device, and there are all sorts of different options out there. And I think the most important thing is to put your horse's comfort first, not an agenda, and to not feel guilty if you have a situation where the horse needs a little bit more support.